Alrighty, and the last one for today's episode is The Walking Dead pilot, Days Gone By. In the pilot of The Walking Dead, Deputy Sheriff Rick Grimes awakens from a coma to discover the world has been overrun by zombies, or walkers as they call them here. After finding his home deserted, he connects with Morgan and his son Dwayne, who inform him about the apocalypse in a supposed refugee center in Atlanta. Rick then travels to the abandoned and walker-infested city in search of his wife and son, setting the stage for his journey into the new, dangerous world. Like I said before, man, The Walking Dead pilot is another one of my favorite pilots, and might be my all-time favorite one. Breaking Bad's such a great one, though, man, so I'm not totally sure on that, but I do love it. It's up there with it. And I feel like this one might feel like a standalone short film even more so than Breaking Bad, in my opinion. Just because I guess Breaking Bad has a little bit more story to it, and where like more things to look forward to, as far as like Walt's going to try to like save up a bunch of money to help his family, stuff like that. Like it has a longer base plot, I guess, where Walking Dead does as well too. But if you just take this first episode as like a one piece of content kind of thing, it's like, okay, well, I could totally see something like this, like a horror zombie show, like ending on something like this. Plus we get a little bit of tie up with things. We see that Rick's wife and son are alive. So there's that. But anyways, it's not a standalone short film. It's a series. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. Such a great introduction to Rick and the apocalyptic world here, man. Inspired by 28 Days Later, but I love the opening with Rick wandering around in the hospital gown, just having no idea what's going on. So scary, man. That was such a great opening for 28 Days Later, and to kind of homage that, kind of do your own thing with it a little bit. It's really cool and really works, and it's really effective here, and worked in great in the marketing for this thing, because when this came out, I remember that was the first thing I saw was the TV spot trailer with Rick, walking down the hall, the don't open dead inside doors, all that. So that hooked me. That what got me wanting to watch. It was coming on that Halloween, 2010, I think it was, and been a fan ever since. So it worked for me then, and it works for me now. Also, the first time he sees a body on the hospital floor, it's definitely a powerful moment, because he's like, oh, wow, like there's some violence here. There's some death. There's some destruction behind whatever's going on. You know what I mean? Starting to kind of figure things out. Yeah, iconic stuff right there at the beginning for sure, man. As well as the shot of him later, like riding into Atlanta on horseback. Just classic. The first zombie kill is definitely shocking, and also a very iconic moment as well. It being a child zombie, being the first one that we see on screen, adds an extra element of like bleakness and whatnot to the world here. And opening the show with that is just like, boom, right in your face. I also love the Morgan character. I was super bummed later on when he left for Fear the Walking Dead, a downgrade for sure. But I appreciate him in this first episode of the main series, and he's a great way to give some exposition on what's going on here. His dynamic with Rick is great right from the beginning here. Plus the stuff with his wife dying and turning into a walker is really heavy. And his emotions coming through so well in his acting when he's trying to take aim at her from the window, but just can't do it. Oh man, so powerful. Such great stuff. Old school Walking Dead was so good. The atmospheric vibes are definitely strong here in this first episode. The setting looks great. Everything looks like legitimately abandoned, and the world feels empty, haunting, just incredibly bleak. Excellent camera work all around. I love the immersive close-ups, like with Rick and Morgan, and they're in the house with Morgan's son Dwayne, and they're having a meal, discussing what's going on. Great stuff. All the way to the large-scale scope establishing shots here too, man. So much scope right off the bat. Both Breaking Bad and this episode of The Walking Dead have some good range when it comes to the camera work and whatnot. The ending is great here. We get a classic cliffhanger with Glenn on the radio and Rick stuck in the tank. I also love the view from above shot here too. It looks so great. The city also looks wonderful, and the zombie horde works well in this sequence. I love how Rick turns the corner and then bam, there's just so many of them right there. It's cool how he must kind of go from dealing with the walkers one-on-one, kind of discovering them, learning about them from Morgan as well, but then to having to deal with a large group of them. The establishment of Shane being with Lori, Rick's wife, is a powerful dynamic to put us right into the drama of what's going to eventually go down once they find out that Rick is, in fact, still alive. I also love the character of Shane as well. I feel like he was the perfect contrast to someone like Rick, and that ended up leading to a lot of great confrontation stuff. that I'm super stoked to get into. But yeah, man, I love this pilot episode. One of my favorites of all time. Just a great scope, great atmosphere, great vibes, great introduction to a great character. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll be doing reviews of all these shows.